Okay, good morning, students. Since a lot of you are still confused on how to find the equation after certain transformation, I am trying to explain it again, okay? So I'm not sure whether this method is easier for you or more difficult, but I am going to try to explain in this way. So let's say that there is an equation y equals fx. I want to find a new equation after translation by vector m and n. I'm going to do it together, okay? I want to find new equation. And then let's find the natural way. There is a coordinate is x, y. Then x, y, if you want to translate this coordinate to m unit to the x direction and n unit to the y direction, the new coordinate is going to be x plus m, x, y plus n. It's very natural, isn't it? So x plus m, y plus n. Then by using this coordinate and by using the original equation, you need to find a new function, understand? But the thing is, when we find the function, we need to find the relationship between x coordinate and y coordinate. So normally we should write down as x prime and y prime. We need to find this relationship between x prime and y prime. Then x prime equals x plus m, y prime equals y plus n. Then we can rewrite it as x equals x prime minus m, y equals as y prime minus n. Remember that the relationship y equals fx, this one, is the relationship between this x coordinate and this y coordinate. We need to use this equation, so you need to substitute x prime minus m to x here, y prime minus n to y here. So that's why the new equation can be written as y prime minus n equals f x prime minus m. Then since x prime is just an independent variable and y prime is dependent variable following by x prime, you don't need to use prime. So y minus n equals fx minus m. Therefore, we can write it down as y equals fx minus m plus n. Does it make more sense to you? But if you don't understand why we should eliminate prime, why we need to convert x equals x prime minus n, y equals y prime minus n. And then simply just you can remember as you need to substitute x minus m to x, y minus n to y to find a new equation of translation. Then let's see, y equals fx plus c. It means that y equals fx, the original function. Y equals fx plus c is new function. Y equals fx plus c is y minus c equals fx. So the translation, it looks like substitute just x to x because there is no change, right? And it looks like y minus c to y, understand? So in this case, the translation vector is 0 and c. M, n, and then x minus m and y minus n when you find the function. So 0 and c. The next one. So y equals fx, and then we need to find the translation vector. New function is y equals f x plus d. it looks like substitute x plus d, 2x, right? So instead of x, they wrote x plus d. Y, there is no change of y. Then the translation vector is minus d, and there is 0, right? Let's find a simple example. There is a function y equals fx. Find the new equation after translated by the vector net minus 2 and 3. Okay, then you should substitute x plus 2, change the sign. You should substitute y minus 3. Then convert y minus 3, convert x to x plus 2. Then it's y equals fx plus 2 plus 3 is the new function. There is the original function y equals fx, and then new function after translated by certain vector, it's y equals fx minus 2 minus 3. And then it looks like instead of x, it is written as x minus 2 instead of y. Actually, you can write it as y plus 3 equals fx minus 2, right? Then instead of y, it is written as y plus 3. Then the translation vector is, change the sign, minus 2 is 2, plus 3 is minus 3. And this is the translation vector. Let's do it one more time. Y equals fx, this is the original one. The new equation is y equals fx minus 2. Then it looks like instead of x, it is written x minus 2. Y is just y. And then the translation vector can be written as this one, and then change the sign, 2. And there's nothing, right? Just 0, then 0. Y equals fx is translated by 0, 3. Let's find the new function. Then instead of x, there is nothing, x plus 0, just x. Here, instead of y, you need to write down y, change the sign, minus 3. Then write it down, y minus 3 equals fx, therefore y equals fx plus 3. So if translation vector is written as m and n, then instead of x, write down x and change the sign, x minus m. Instead of y, write down y minus n, then y minus n equals f x minus m. Therefore, y equals fx minus m plus n is the new equation, which is translated by the vector m, n. And then let's do the stretch this time. Again, I am going to explain the x stretch and y stretch together. So if there is a function y equals fx, I want to find a new equation after stretched by x direction horizontally, the factor m, y direction vertically, the factor n, and what is the new equation? Okay, let's start from this one. There is a coordinate 1, 2. If I stretch it to the x direction by scale with scale factor m, it means that multiply by m, right? So it's gonna be m. Stretch it by y direction, it's gonna be times n. So it's gonna be stretched in this way. So m, 2n. Again, if there is a coordinate x, y, if I stretch with the scale factor m with x direction, if I stretch it this coordinate with a scale factor n to the y direction, it's gonna be mx, it's gonna be ny. Therefore, the final change is gonna be here, mx, ny. So if there is a coordinate x, y, and then the new coordinate is going to be mx, and y. It makes sense, right? And then again, we need to find the relationship between these two coordinates, which is x prime and y prime, by using this original equation. Then x prime is same as mx, understand? And y prime is same as ny. Since this x is this x, this y is this y, so you can rewrite x as x prime over m, y as y prime over n. Then you can write, instead of x, you can write this one. Instead of y, because they are the same, that you can write this one. Then the new equation is gonna be y prime over n equals fx prime over m. After you convert the function in this way, and again, the x prime is just an independent variable, y prime is just a dependent variable following by x prime. So you can ignore prime now, because the reason that we use prime is to distinguish between x and x prime. Now we don't have to distinguish it anymore because there is no more x, no more y, just x prime and y prime. You can write it in this way. But if you feel it difficult in this way, just okay, stretch it to the x direction with scale factor n is x over m. N direction is going to be y over n. You can remember in this way. Then y equals n fx over m. That's why it looks like a scale factor n, y is the same, but scale factor m, it looks like a reciprocal. But actually, it is the same as y over n equals fx over m. Let's practice together. So y equals fx. I want to find the new equation, stretch x direction with scale factor 3. Then instead of x, write down x over 3 is y. There is no change of y, so that write down y. Then y equals fx over 3. That's all. I want to find a new equation after stretch this graph y direction with scale factor 2. Then there is no change, so x is just x, y is y over 2. Then y over 2 equals fx, so that you can write it down as y equals 2 fx. Do you understand? Okay. Then the reflection x-axis is actually minus y equals fx. This one, reflection in the y-axis is y equals f minus x. Reflection in the x-axis means change the sign of y only. Can you see that? So change the sign of y only. Reflection in the y-axis is the value of y no change, but only change the x sign, right? So 3, 4 is going to be negative 3, 4. So they are simple. I hope this video helped your understanding.